Hi, so it's my understanding that this week on February 23rd, the Glossier brand is going to be introduced into Sephora stores and that it's going to be available in all of the physical bricks and mortar Sephora stores as well as on the website. Glossier is a brand that I have tried many different products from, and some of the products have been really, really good for me and others have been really problematic. But I think that Glossier is going to be a pretty big introduction when it comes to Sephora. So what I thought I would do is go through all the products that are going to be offered and let you know what I think of them, either based on my experiences or based on how they look in terms of the ingredients, so that you can have a better idea of whether or not particular products would be good things for you to purchase when they start being sold at the store. Let me first tell you a little bit about my channel. I am 58 years old and I have dry and quite sensitive skin. I've never had any kind of work done on my face like plastic surgery or injections, and I don't intend to ever do that. In addition, I have a really hard time with products that are harsh on my face like retinol or other kinds of things that might have the potential of irritating my very sensitive skin, so I don't use those at all. However, I have been experimenting with quite a few different skincare products as well as makeup products over the past couple years, and I've actually tried hundreds of products at this point, focusing more on clean products. So I'm hoping that if I share this information with you, then it will be easier for you to decide whether particular products are appropriate for you, so that hopefully if you buy something that you end up enjoying it and getting some use out of it rather than decluttering it soon after purchase. In addition, I also shoot my videos in all natural lighting from several different sides, and I have a good 4K camera that I am filming on. So hopefully you will get a sense of what the colors of the makeup really look like in the real world, in addition to having me tell you about my experiences with them. As you can see, I favor a much more natural makeup look. So even if I'm wearing a full face of makeup, what I really want is for it to look like I'm not wearing anything, or maybe that I threw on a little bit of lipstick or some eyeshadow when I rolled out of bed. So next I thought I would tell you just a little bit about Glossier as background. Now Glossier was founded in 2014, and the person who's founded it was a woman named Emily Weiss. She was 28 or 29 years old at the time, and she had a background in fashion. She worked for Vogue. She put together a blog where she talked about beauty type issues, and she was favoring sort of more of a natural makeup look. And she got some investors to finance her to put together just 4 products at the beginning, and she sold it on the internet. It was mostly a business from millennials, and so it became very popular very fast. They introduced a whole lot more products. They opened a few stores in 2018 and 2019. They sold a lot of merchandise like t-shirts and hats. So it became kind of a cool brand. And it was very identified with this pinkish beige color, which soon became known as millennial pink and became really popular in general. But I think that Glossier's use of it was one of the main reasons that it became so popular. In 2020, the company started to have some problems. So for one thing, with the pandemic, they had a hard time running the stores, and all the stores ended up closing. They also had some controversy in terms of the company acknowledging that they didn't act as aggressively as they think that they thought that they should have, in terms of some racist incidents that occurred in the workplace and among customers of the brand. And they didn't introduce very many new products for quite a while. Last year, in the middle of 2022, the woman who founded this company decided to retire. Or to step aside in terms of being CEO. She's still the executive chairman and the founder, but she has been replaced as CEO by a Harvard MBA with a background in the shoe company called Cole Haan. And they are making a lot of changes now, so they are opening a whole bunch of new stores of their own. And they are in Sephora, and they seem to, for the first time, be doing some product reformulations. So I think that things are going to be changing a lot for Glossier, and so we will see where that goes. Now, I think that for the time being so far, young people have primarily continued to be the main customers for Glossier. So although millennials have gotten older, I read recently that 82% of Glossier's customers are under 45 years old. But I have tried quite a few products, and I think that some of them have worked really well for me, particularly in terms of my own skin type and my own interest in how I want to look. So I think that they're a brand for women who are older than 45 to potentially be considering as one that might be helping to serve their needs. There are some products that they're offering that have some really problematic ingredients in them, so I would imagine that those may be removed from the marketplace at some point soon. I would be surprised if they weren't. And there are some products that I have really, really liked. I'm wearing all Glossier on my face right now, except that I put on a little bit of color corrector under my eyes, and they don't have a brow product that works for me, so I put on some brow pencil, and both of those are by Jones Road. So for the Sephora introduction, the Glossier skincare products are going to get the label Clean at Sephora. On the other hand, the makeup products, several of which have really problematic ingredients in them, will not be labeled as Clean at Sephora. So in order for any products from a line to get that designation, all of the skincare products, if it's a skincare item, or all of the makeup products, if it's a makeup item, need to meet those criteria. So of all the products that Glossier makes, the one that I like the most by far are the Ultralip lipsticks. So these were released, I think, just at the beginning of 2022, so they're only about a year old. And this was the first Glossier product that I tried, and I was really, really surprised how much I liked it. So I ended up buying all of these lipstick shades. And so I think that what I will do is to talk about the whole product line first, and then toward the end of this video, then swatch all those shades so you can take a look at them. Now, another product that I really have liked is this Glossier Perfecting Skin Tint. And this is the shade G9, which is what I'm wearing now. And this product is not qualifying as Clean at Sephora. It wouldn't be qualified to sell at Credo because it has cyclic silicone in it. However, I have not found this to be problematic at all for my skin. I think that it has been very nice in terms of how it feels. It hasn't made me, it caused me any reactions, and I think it looks really nice on my skin. It doesn't emphasize my wrinkles, and I think it improves the texture of my skin in terms of how it appears. So I actually feel like it is one of those foundations that makes me look quite a bit younger. Used to be a review that I found on the website that had hundreds of likes. I don't know if it's still up there or not, but a woman wrote, "I'm 70 and yes, I know, out of Glossier's regular demographic. I've tried so many foundations and have never been able to find a good match on a good texture. As you get older especially, you do not want that heavy look. It just emphasizes the lines and wrinkles. At the same time, it is nice to have something that evens you out and protects your skin. I used the pictures, found someone with a similar complexion to mine, and just went for it. I was amazed to find that the match was perfect. After application, it seemed okay, walked away for a few minutes, then looked again, and my skin just looked good. This is far away the best I've ever used and very reasonably priced." I totally agree with all of this. I can absolutely see why women who have skin that has as many wrinkles as I do, or that would have more wrinkles than I do, would definitely have a good experience with this. So rather than getting something that covers you up too much, I think that just having something that gives a good finish to the skin becomes more and more important as I get older. And so that, I think, is a good product to consider purchasing. The other product that I am wearing right now that is a skin product is the Stretch Concealer. So this one actually doesn't have the cyclic silicones in it, and I think that it also looks quite good on my face. I put it around my nose, I put it on around my eyes, and I think it looks quite nice, particularly with this foundation, but on its own as well. So the next product that I want to talk about is the Glossier Cloud Paint, and this is one of the first liquid blushes on the market. And it comes in, I think it's 8 different shades, yes. And I think that it's really pretty. I have a bottle of this somewhere, but I don't know what happened to it. So I just have this little sheet, and that's what I put on my face today as one of these little samples. And I'll show you what it's like. So you just take this and you can put it on your hand like this. So I think these are remarkably pretty colors. And what I think is interesting about this particular brand is that when I put it on my face, even if I pick a color like this spark color that's really not particularly well suited to me, if I just put it on my face and blend it in a little bit, it becomes very pretty and so muted that I don't feel like I have a lot of a problem with it. Even if it's the wrong color for me. And I think that that allows me to have a lot more options in terms of the colors that I put on my face and how they coordinate with what I'm wearing or what the season is. So I really like that about these products. I have not had any problems with it causing irritation to my skin, and I've just really enjoyed using the product that I have so far. So I would be interested, I think, in some more colors of this because I think it's really fun. Now, the next product that I have here that I have kind of enjoyed using, even though it's a little bit of an odd product, are these Glossier Monochromes. So this is a little compact, and it has 3 different eyeshadows in it, but they're all the same color. So they say that this is, you pick a shade that's your signature shade, and then you can change the texture of it based on what you have going on or what you feel like looking like that day. So one of the shades is a matte, and then one of them is a shimmer, and one is a metallic. So here's the 3 shades. I put the matte one on the top, and I guess the one in the middle is the shimmer, and this metallic one is a lot darker. I kind of like this shade. This is a kind of a yellowish green shade that's really unusual, but that I think works fairly well with my complexion. So I've gotten some use out of this. These are all talc-free shadows, and they don't have any ingredients in them that I find to be problematic. They haven't caused any problems to my eyes when I've used them. It comes in this metal case, but I think that the insert, and it's replaceable, refillable. I think this insert is made out of plastic. But in any case, you can reuse this. The mirror says you look good, which I guess is their theme. And I think that that's an encouraging comment for the mirror to say. But in any case, I haven't had any problems with this, and if you like this idea, then this could be a great product for you because I think it's the formula is very nice. So the next product that I will discuss is the #1 pencil, and this is an eye pencil, and it comes in, I think, 9 shades, something like that, 10 shades. And it was introduced at the beginning of 2022 also, so this is a fairly new product. In terms of the ingredient list, I think it looks really good. It doesn't have any cottonseed oil in it at all. And I think that that's important because cottonseed oil is almost always contaminated with glyphosate and other pesticides, so it can be very irritating and disturb the microbiome. This one also doesn't have any cyclic silicones in it, so again, that's not that big of a problem for me in an eye pencil, but that would definitely keep it from being qualifying as clean at Sephora. I feel like this product has been only very, very, very mildly irritating to my eyes, but I do feel like I have a hard time getting it to go on my eyes really easily. I think that there are a lot of other pencils out there that go on a lot more smoothly and easily for me. I probably won't buy any more of these, but I think that as eye pencils goes, it's among some of the better ones. And the next product is called Wowder, and this is a loose powder that comes in several different shades. And like some other new powders, like the House Labs one, it has this little screen here. So when you press your brush down into it, then it picks up some of the powder from the screen, but it doesn't fill the whole brush up with powder. So I think that that's a nice part of this. It has some dimethicone in it, but it's not a cyclic silicone. It doesn't have any talc. It has a little bit of diamond powder, but I have not noticed this being really sparkly at all. But I think it does give a little bit of a glowiness to the skin. It has kaolin clay in it, so in theory that should be absorbing some of the oil in the summer. I haven't used it a whole lot because I've only had it for a little while and it's been winter outside, but I'm going to look forward to using this in the summer months when I'm sweating more, because I think that it gets very good reviews, and so far I've been fine with it. I don't think it's been irritating to me. Now the next one are the lip glosses. I've only tried this red one, and I think that compared to other lip glosses that I've tried, this one is not real sticky exactly, but it's definitely kind of on the thick side. It doesn't have any scent, so I like that. It's a lot like the Tower 28 one, except that I think that it doesn't have the Tower 28 scent, flavor that I really don't like very much. This red color, it's just a slight pink on my lips, so I kind of like that. I am not real big on lip gloss unless it's a very particular formula that I really like. So I haven't used this very much, and I doubt that I will, but some people are very enthusiastic about these. So if you are someone that really likes lip gloss and you like that thick, sticky, shiny type of a formula, then this could be one to try. And there's one more product that I kind of like that I might end up using this whole bottle now that I've started on it. And this is called Super Bounce Hyaluronic Acid and Vitamin B5 Serum. So this is, I think, primarily just like a hydrating serum, and I think it's been okay. It has a fairly clean ingredient list. I really prefer, for instance, the Honest Serum, which is exactly the same price as this, but which has a cleaner ingredient list and which I think is works better for me. But I wouldn't object to using this product, and I'll probably try to finish this bottle and see how it goes. So now I want to talk about one of Glossier's more popular products, and this is called Futuredew. And this is a product that I decided that I would take off all of my makeup and just put on a little bit of color corrector and some eyebrow stuff and a little bit of one of the light colored Ultralips in order to demonstrate what this product does. And it's one of those primers that is supposed to serve several functions. So it has some moisturizing benefits to it, and it also is supposed to prime your skin or make it look better in terms of the surface, and it also has a small amount of mica in it. So you can see that my skin looks a little bit shiny, but it's something that could be fairly realistic. I feel like it has a little bit of a primed surface, but I don't think it's equivalent to certainly not a silicone primer, but even the better non-silicone primers that I've used, I don't feel like this is the same thing. And I feel like for me, I would probably have to put on something else in addition to this in order to moisturize my skin. I haven't found myself being interested in using it very much, but maybe I should try harder because a lot of people do really like the product. Now I'd like to talk about a couple of products that I have tried and that I don't think are really problematic products per se, but that I don't see myself purchasing again because they don't really work for me. So the first one is, I think that it's Glossier's most popular product of all, which is called Boy Brow. So I do like eyebrow gels, and I use a lot of eyebrow gels, and I've tried something like 30 different ones. The issue with Boy Brow is that it's not really a mascara for your brows. Instead, it's like a pomade. So it has a lot of wax, and it goes on sticky, and it doesn't really dry. And for me, I have such thin brows with so few hairs that it really doesn't have very much to coat. So it ends up getting on the skin underneath my brows and really making a great big mess. And there's not really any way for me to use that product at all. So that's kind of too bad because other people do really like it. I think if I had thicker brows, either the clear version or one of the tinted versions could be really good for me. So it depends on what kind of brows you have. I don't think there is anything in particular wrong with the ingredient list or with the product. So if it's the right product for you, then by all means, I think it could be a good choice. Another product that I've tried that I don't see myself using this whole container is the Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser. So this product, I think it's more designed for people with skin that's not as dry as mine. It also is just a little irritating to my skin in a way that I think goes beyond the dryness. It's an odd little product because they make it with a substance called Polaxamer 184, which is typically only used in contact solutions. So their explanation for this is that if this is used in contact solution, then it won't irritate your eyes and it should be fine. And I don't think it's really irritated my eyes per se. I think it's more irritated my skin during the few times I've used it. So I don't see myself using it again. But if you have skin that's a little less sensitive than mine, or especially if you have skin that's less dry than mine, then maybe you could give it a try. A lot of people do really like this, and it gets pretty good reviews from quite a few people. Now, another product that Glossier sells that has become super popular and trendy is called Glossier You. And this is a fragrance that I did get a little sample of it over the Christmas holiday, so I was able to give it a little bit of a try. This product is based on a fragrance that is called Ambroxan, or sometimes it's called Cetalox, or something that's very similar to this is called Cetalox. So it is supposed to smell like amber, but it's synthetic. And if you have ever smelled Juliet Has a Gun, not a perfume, that particular product consists only of this Ambroxan. So when I tried that Ambroxan at the Sephora store last time I was there, I found that I was not able to really smell that product at all. So some people really like that scent. Some people really don't like the scent. Some people like me, can't really smell it. Even though I couldn't really smell it very much, it did give me a headache. So I don't think that I react very well to that. In general, I don't like synthetic fragrances at all, but sometimes I experiment with ones just because they have a lot of buzz behind them. In terms of this Glossier fragrance, I think it might be the case that in addition to the Ambroxan, the other ingredients in it actually might not be synthetic. They said that it also has ambret, pink pepper, and iris in it. And I found that this product really didn't smell that bad to me, but it did give me a headache. So I'm not going to be using it. And I don't know that I exactly want to encourage other people to use synthetic fragrances because I know that a lot of people are really sensitive to them. But as synthetic fragrances go, a lot of people really like this one. So now I'll talk about a few products that I would be interested in trying and that I haven't tried yet. So the first one is this Balm Dotcom. And this is a product that was reformulated just a few weeks ago. And the old version contained petrolatum as the first ingredient. But now they have reformulated it to take out the petrolatum and also to take out the lanolin and the beeswax to make it vegan. And now it is actually quite a clean product. And I haven't had a chance to try it yet because it just came out. And a lot of people are very unhappy about this change because Balm Dotcom was a very, very popular product and probably still will continue to be. Other than the unscented one, all of the other flavors, they list flavor in the ingredients list, and when I asked them about it, they said that at least in the old version that all the flavors had some artificial flavor in them. So that makes me not want to use any of those other versions. But in terms of it being a product that has good ingredients in terms of the unscented version, it looks fine to me now. And I'm interested in alternatives to Vaseline or petrolatum because I think that they're good for putting a barrier on the skin, especially in the winter, to hold in moisture, what they call slugging on TikTok. So I am interested in trying this product, and as soon as I can get my hands on some, I'm going to see what I think of it. Glossier has another product that they're selling at Sephora, and it is called After Balm Moisture Barrier Recovery. And I feel like the ingredient list for this looks pretty good. I feel like in terms of the benefits of the product, it should be good for people that have sensitive and dry skin. However, when I look at the reviews on the Glossier website, I saw a whole bunch of people who said that they thought this was really irritating to their skin and that they were really disappointed. So I don't know what to say about that. That's why I didn't purchase it already. But if I can go to the Sephora store and give it a try, then I'll see what I think of that one as well. The next product is Solar Paint, and this is a liquid bronzer in a little tube. Now, I recently did a video on bronzers and how difficult it can be to find the right color and how most of the bronzers that I've tried have not worked for me. And Solar Paint is not one of the more popular products that Glossier sells, it looks like. So I haven't tried that one yet. But now that it's going to be at Sephora, I feel like I can go to the store and try out a few of the different shades and see if any of them work on my skin. So Solar Paint is a non-shimmery bronzer to my understanding. So you really want to get the right color that goes well with your skin, I think. Haloscope is a highlighter, but it also comes in a bronzy highlighting shade. And this product, in terms of the ingredient list anyway, it looks to me a lot like the RMS highlighters. So it has coconut oil and castor seed oil and some wax in it. And it gets pretty good reviews, but I have a lot of highlighters already. I'm a little interested in that bronze highlighter. I'd like to see how it compares to the other bronze highlighters that I have in my collection. So I'm going to be trying that when I go to the Sephora store next as well to see if it's worthwhile. But in terms of the ingredient list, I think it looks fine, and they get moderately good reviews. Skywash is an eyeshadow that is a matte, and it comes in various shades, most of which look kind of on like the pastel colors or light earth tones. And I have not tried that yet. I don't feel like that one gets very good reviews on the Glossier website. It also has a chemical in it called glyceryl B that I think that I may have reacted to in another product. So I'm a little bit hesitant to spend money to try that one. But I would be willing to try it, and maybe I can see what I think of it at the Sephora store. They sell a makeup remover, and this is a micellar product, and it's fairly inexpensive. I don't usually use micellar products, except I do kind of like the Outset one, which is more like a gel. But I haven't found that micellar products have worked all that well with my skin. This one has a PEG in it and a preservative in it, so I feel like it might not be the best thing for my skin, and I feel like also for my skin, rather than using products that are oil-free, that I tend to do better with ones that have a lot of oil in them to remove the makeup on my skin. So I would be a little interested in trying this one, particularly since it's not really expensive, and if you like micellar products, then this could be a good one for you. And then another product that I would like to try is the Glossier Super Glow, which is a vitamin C serum. There's a lot of vitamin C serums on the market, and I've tried quite a few of them. In this case, the pictures on the Sephora site do show a woman who's older and has quite a lot of wrinkles, like even more than me, using this product. So apparently they're trying to sell this product for older women, and they think that this could be a good product for them. So I'm interested in giving it a try. The ingredient list actually looks pretty good, so I have a little bit of hope for that one. Okay, now let's talk about some products that I think have more problematic ingredients in them. The first one that I have here is a lipstick called Generation G, and this is one of the first products that they put out, and it is supposed to look like you've put on your lipstick and then you've blotted it. So it has a weird kind of flat look to it, and I'll demonstrate it, but I have only worn this lipstick once or maybe twice because it has a lot of ingredients in it that I find to be rather distasteful, and to taste bad and to just be distasteful in terms of feeling yucky to me. One thing that it has in it, it has two different kinds of cyclic silicones in it, and one of them is called cyclotetrasiloxane, and that one is considered to be much more problematic by EWG than the cyclopentasiloxane, which a lot of different things have in it. And then it has a few more ingredients that would make it not eligible to be sold at Credo. So in general, I was not expecting to dislike this so much when I got it. So I won't be getting that one again. And I think that maybe it would be time to reformulate this one for them. It's not even selling that many products anymore. So I don't think this is something that people would miss that much at this point. Glossier also makes 3 products that have a substance called black number 2 in them, or carbon black. So this is an ingredient that comes from the fossil fuel industry, and that of all of the ingredients that EWG talks about, this one seems to have the most evidence that it can be harmful, both in terms of cancer and in terms of organ toxicity and maybe in terms of reproductive toxicity. So they give it a 10 out of 10 on their toxicity scale. And I have used 1 or 2 products with carbon black in them, and I have not done well in terms of them annoying my eyes, so I'm not going to be doing that again. So the products that have the carbon black in them are the Brow Flick, and oddly, for all of the brow products that they have, including the ones that are for lighter colored brows, they all list this black number 2. And it has a few other problematic ingredients. And then Lash Slick, which is their mascara, which has a number of other problematic ingredients in it. And I think that now there are so many good mascaras on the market, including many that have come out over the past couple of years, that I really don't think we need to be selling ones that have really problematic ingredients in them. And then there's a liquid eyeliner, which has black number 2, and that also has some other ingredients that EWG thinks are really problematic, such as acrylates in them. So in general, I think that those would be good products to skip, and that you can find much better choices both at Sephora and other places that are not even all that much more expensive, and that will be much better. So the next product that I want to talk about is Lidstar, which is a liquid eyeshadow that's a little bit on the shimmery side. And it comes in this, I guess it's a glass test tube. And you apply it with this little wand. And when I first got this was before I realized necessarily what ingredients were really problematic for me. So I tried this on, and I really did like the way it applied and the way that it looked, but it irritated my eyes quite a lot very fast. And the ingredient that it has in it that's problematic is aluminum powder. And before I actually tried this product and a few other products, I thought, well, there's so much, people are exposed to so much aluminum that what difference can a little bit more in an eyeshadow make? But for me, it actually did irritate my eyes quite a bit. And so I think that that's something that EWG is probably correct in saying that this is 10 out of 10 and that it's probably not a good idea to be using, especially maybe on the eye area, but on your skin at all. I would like to see them reformulate it so that it didn't have the aluminum powder in it, because I think that other than that, compared to other liquid eyeshadows that I have tried, it's been very nice. The next product that I want to talk about is being sold at Sephora, and this is called the Solution Exfoliating Skin Perfector. This has salicylic acid in it, so clearly it's being sold for people that have acne issues or oily skin. The thing that I want to point out for this, I wouldn't be buying this regardless because it's not appropriate for my skin, but it does have unspecified fragrance in it. So a lot of people really want to avoid particularly synthetic fragrances, and so that would be something to be thinking about when considering buying that product. There's another product that's also seems to be intended for people with oilier skin than I have, which is called the Glossier Cleanser Concentrate. That has a couple of weird ingredients in it that I consider that probably shouldn't be used even in products for people that have skin that's oilier than mine. One of them is cocoa midopropyl betaine, which is a skin softener that's often used in hair conditioners. And I don't mind it so much in that, but I think that for something that you're going to be using on your skin, I've used a couple of other products like that before, and I haven't found them to be very good for me at all. And then it has a chemical that's just a little like SLS, but it's not quite as bad. So between those two things, I think that it might not be the best product for people, even if they don't have skin that's quite as sensitive as mine. And then this hand cream is a product that's not going to be sold at Sephora, but that I thought I would bring it up anyway because it's the most popular body product sold on the Glossier website. And this is just the Glossier hand cream. And they sent to me, I guess, this as a free with purchase. And I haven't taken it out of this paper because it smells so strong that I can smell it just fine through the paper. And it's really quite extraordinarily annoying. Now, the thing that this has in it, it has a number of different ingredients in it that are problematic. But the most problematic one is a chemical called lilial. And lilial is a particularly problematic fragrance that has been banned in the EU as of last year or so. So this used to be in a hand cream that I talked about in a previous video from the company L'Occitane. And L'Occitane took it out of their hand cream, but supposedly this is still being used in the Glossier one. So I don't know if they're going to be reformulating it or not. But I have heard people, even people that usually don't care that much about scents, comment on how extraordinarily strong and noticeable this scent is. So I would not suggest purchasing this product. Another thing that Glossier sells that I have tried are this line of moisturizers. So this one is called the Priming Moisturizer Rich, and it comes in like a little cream. And then I've tried samples of these other two moisturizers. One is Priming Moisturizer, and then there's one that has that's supposed to be oil-free. So one is like a lotion, and then the other one is like an oil-free lotion. And I haven't found that these have been really problematic. They have a few slightly problematic ingredients in them. I feel like they've been very, very mildly annoying to my skin, which is enough for me to make me not want to use them at all. And so I don't think that I'll be finishing this little jar because of that. But on the other hand, I have such sensitive skin that just because something is annoying to my skin doesn't mean that other people would not be able to tolerate it fine. So I think this could be something to consider. In terms of looking at the ingredients for these products and comparing them to other products, I really feel like this is a brand that I would kind of expect to more be seeing sold at Target, something like that. And even some of the brands at Target are considerably better. I think that the Honest Beauty brand moisturizers are much better. I think that the Versed, which is run by the same person, Catherine Power, who runs Merit. And I think that the Cocoa Kind line, those are all really, really good. And they're pretty much the same prices as the Glossier line or less expensive. And I think the ingredients are really better. So I think that you can do a lot better for kind of cool, easygoing, not too expensive moisturizers and other skincare products. Glossier is not terrible, which is why they have that Clean at Sephora designation, but I think there are better options. And then there's just a couple more products that I would not use myself, but that might be good for other people. So the first one is the Glossier Super Pure Clarifying Face Serum with niacinamide and zinc. So again, I think this is for people that are younger than I am, that have acne type issues, and I think that the ingredient list looks fine for that. So I certainly wouldn't discourage anyone from using that if they thought that it was appropriate for them. The next one is Universal Pro-Retinol. So I have decided that I'm just not going to use any retinol products. So I have very sensitive skin, and I think that any kind of retinol has the potential of being irritating to tending to my skin. I also don't really want my skin to be more sensitive to the sun than it already is, so I don't really want to be adding things that make me less able to go out in the sun or need to worry more about the sun damaging my skin. But in general, I just think that I do better with products that are not very harsh. I do use other anti-wrinkle products like bakuchiol, but not retinol, and I don't think I'm going to change my mind on that. For this product, however, what they say is that it's formulated with 0.5% pro-retinol in the form of retinol sunflowerate, an innovative hybrid of pure retinol and sunflower seed fatty acids that gives you the benefits of a retinoid with fewer of the usual downsides, such as irritation, dryness, peeling, etc. And I think the ingredients list does look pretty good. The product gets 4.2 on the Glossier website, so that's pretty good. So if you're interested in a retinol product, I think that this one might be a good one to try if you don't want anything that's really strong. I just don't see myself trying it. And the last one that we have here is the Invisible Shield Sunscreen. So this has an SPF of 35, and it has 3 chemical sunscreens in it. Avobenzone, 3%, homosalate, 6%, and octisalate, 5%. So I don't find that I can use any chemical sunscreens, and so what I do instead is I wear an SPF 50 hat from a company called Sunday Afternoons if I'm really going to be outside, and if I were going to be on the lake, or if I were skiing, or if I were going to be outside, maybe the whole day, then I might add a little bit of sunscreen that has titanium dioxide or zinc oxide in it to protect my skin a little bit more. But in general, I feel like my skin does fine without sunscreen, and that it only gets a tiny little bit darker in the summer. And that so therefore, I won't be buying that product. But if you want to use a chemical sunscreen, then it could be one to consider. So now I'm going to try swatching all of the Glossier Ultralip lipsticks. So some of them are so sheer that they're almost just like a tinted lip balm, and then others of them are quite dark. So I think it'll be interesting to try all of them on camera and have you see which ones you think look good on me. Thanks very much for watching all the way to the end of this video. And I would like to hear from some more people who have mature skin or sensitive skin in terms of any experiences that you might have had with the Glossier products. So if you have tried any of the products so far, or if you try any after they come to Sephora, then please share your experiences in the comments here. For more details about Glossier products in general or about other kinds of cleaner beauty products, then you can visit my website, which is at the address www.livingclean.info. I hope that if you've enjoyed this video, you will subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you very much for watching. And Coco and I love you very much. Say goodbye. There you go. Goodbye.